Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have another crazy video as usual. And guys, we had a lot of drama go down on Twitter today, especially with HYPEX and his controversial competitive tweet that actually ended up upsetting a lot of pro players in the community and also started a ton of arguments over Twitter, and I will be breaking down all of those just a little bit later in the video. But also we're going to be taking a look at some of the new trios and a new trio situation with Stretch, Kanata, Avery, and a bunch of drama going down about that because one of the players on the team does not want to split and is pretty much holding the other two players hostage. And I know that may sound just a little bit confusing because you guys don't know the full context of the situation, but I will be sure to break all of it down a little bit later in the video for you guys. But anyways, guys, if you do want to support me, use my creator code in the Fortnite item shop. The code is kngmarc, no spaces at all. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop into the sort of hostage situation that's going on with Avery, Saf, and Stretch. And it all really started whenever C9 Avery tweeted this saying, "With Bugha snaking, I'm gonna be left with no trio and no option. And I'm not just gonna have a mediocre season with the trio I won't perform in. So I will not be disbanding our trio for grands. It was never gonna come down to this since I never expected Bugha to snake. I feel bad for doing this. I understand if Stretch or Saf end up not playing grand finals, I wouldn't blame them. I just don't have any other options available, like I said. I don't know, I'm just lost getting snaked by Bugha once again after one cash cup, lol." And then Vivid FN, an ex-professional Fortnite player and now a Fortnite caster, replied saying, "So you are okay with them not playing grants, and then you are basically completely fine with the consequences of this next season, which is basically you not being able to find a tier 1 trio ever again. This is like not well thought out, or you're trolling." And I gotta say, I agree with Vivid's point right here. If he does do this and lock this team in when two of them don't even want to participate on this trio, it comes off in a pretty bad way. But then again, guys, we don't know the full story. There's probably so much being said behind the scenes and not on Twitter. So I just don't want to jump the gun and bash on Avery for making this decision. And then Stretch quoted that tweet and added Lumen and Sundown in it saying, "Please man," and those two are both people who work for Epic, and Lumen is the competitive operations manager for Epic Games. So he's really just trying anything in his power to actually get this situation fixed. But then he tweeted this saying, "I was gonna wait to tweet something, but I don't even know what the point is. How does it make any sense that 1 out of 3 players can outvote 2 out of 3 players in this situation? I understand that Avery got effed over by the biggest snake in the scene." In this case, guys, he's talking about Bugha if you weren't following along. But to do that to 2 people is actually so effed. And then Bala TW, an ex-Epic caster, replied saying, "LOL, what am I reading? Maybe, just maybe, I understand the 3 out of 3 rule for the end of season disbands for new quals, but there is no chance this makes sense for entire new seasons. Really hope this changes, and I'm sorry for Avery, but trying to abuse this rule is not respectable at all." And then Stretch tweeted this saying, "If I am still not able to disband our team or figure out anything in the next coming weeks, then I will end up streaming all cash cups, and hopefully Zape plays with us and we stream. I feel bad for Kanata most of all. Literally, we play so good together, and Saf and Kanata love playing with each other in trios and duos. I'll keep everything off Twitter after this thread, and I really have nothing else to say other than I just want to compete with my trio. Also, it's unlikely that I end up playing grands, and that might seem dumb, but you don't understand." And it truly is just a super unfortunate situation, and it's a really dumb rule that if one person doesn't want to disband the trio and the other two do, that they're just locked together. It seems like it's only with Fortnite that we see this exceptionally unique situations like this one here, where it's 2 out of 3 people want to disband, and the one person who doesn't has the power. And if you guys are still a little confused or have questions about why they can't actually split, I'll go ahead and tell you why right now. This entire situation mainly stemmed out of the fact that they are auto-qualified as a trio to the next grand final. And Saf and Stretch want to disband the trio because they haven't been playing with Avery, but in order for a trio that is already auto-qualified to the grand finals to disband, everyone has to be on board with it, and it turns out that only Saf and Stretch want to split, and Avery doesn't want to split because he doesn't have any more options or any other trios that would pick him up in such short notice of time. So basically, Saf and Stretch are stuck playing with Avery for the next grand finals because they auto-qualified, and Avery doesn't want to come to an agreement with them. So that's the whole situation, guys. And then after all of this sort of wrapped up, Saf came out and tweeted this saying, "IDK, why the F people are on Avery's side when he is literally forcing me and Stretch to play with him? Like what? And I really am curious if Bugha is going to address any of this situation at all, because it really all stemmed out of him deciding to leave Avery and Nosh to go trio with Mara and Day. And the thing is, usually this isn't a problem when one player snakes, but when you do it with players that are already auto-qualified to the next grand finals, that's when things get a little bit tricky, and that's why this turned into a big situation just over a team disbanding. But anyways, guys, if this case or situation sort of escalates in any way, shape, or form, whether that be Avery actually deciding to disband the trio, or, you know, another big argument happens, I will be sure to cover it in one of the future videos. So make sure to subscribe to the channel with all notifications on so you don't miss that upload. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and talk about the new HYPEX drama that happened yesterday when he tweeted a pretty interesting tweet and it came off the wrong way to the competitive players. It was absolutely crazy and that tweet completely blew up. But this all started whenever a person by the name of HYPEX, who is a big Fortnite leaker and also a big YouTuber, tweeted this out saying, "How do people watch competitive anymore? It's so boring and empty, even by watching the best players. And I can't even watch their highlights anymore because that's so repetitive. World Cup era was the last time competitive streams were fun and you can't blame Epic about it." So this was a very hot take coming out by HYPEX, and the competitive community did not take this lightly. In fact, a ton of them absolutely started blaming this guy for his opinion simply because the tweet was blowing up, it was going on their timelines, and they did not like his opinion at all. And you had people like Janice replying saying, "You made your career from leaking stuff because Epic isn't doing it themselves." And then players like Saf replying with, "You can't blame Epic, what would you like us to do as competitive players to make it fun for you to watch?" And then you had Bucky, the ratio king himself, attempt to ratio HYPEX, and he just kept retweeting it all throughout everything that was going down. And then HYPEX saw this and then tweeted on his personal account saying, "This dude is so desperate, LMAO. He replied with this, retweeted himself, and still can't do it. Embarrassing." And if you guys look at the attached screenshot, he actually took the time to blur out Bucky's name and @ and then he replied to that original tweet saying, "I don't know who he is and I assume many people don't. That's why I blurred out his name, not giving him free attention even on my alt account." And it seemed like he was sort of trying to take a jab at Bucky here, I don't know why. And then Ronaldo even replied to it saying, "For real, so desperately desperate, LMAO," kind of just trolling HYPEX. And then someone replied to HYPEX's tweet right there and said, "Still way more successful than you." And then HYPEX replied with, "Really?" And then BBG Calc stepped in saying, "It depends on what you base it off of, but when you take into account who actually has had an impact on people, Bucky beats you by miles. No one will look back on your leaks or YouTube videos as something they enjoyed in their childhood, but when it comes to Buck, they will. So yes." And then Bucky replied to Calc saying, "Damn bro, for once Calc, well effing said bro." And then after all of this drama sort of finished up, HYPEX tweeted this saying, "Respect to @StableRonaldo for talking about yesterday's situation in DMs. Seems like my wording made it seem like I'm hating on the actual streamers, but he understood what I tried to say, and I understood where he was coming from. We'll delete the tweets in respect to our convo." And that was really the end of all of that drama. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think about the whole Avery, Saf, and Stretch situation. And also let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about all the HYPEX drama. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me, though. I'm out of here. Peace.